Monday, the 21st of December.
4 days till Christmas.
Do you know what's really funny?
What?
The last time we did a podcast, the episode name was something like, the one where we got out of lockdown. Joke's on us, everybody. We are back down in lockdown and possibly worse than before with Tier 4.
Out of the frying pan into the fire, out of the lockdown into Tier 4. Here we are.
Living the dream. No, in all seriousness, like, what an actual joke.
Yeah.
That's just kind of...
New variant, new lockdown. Hey-o.
Stop. I'm not convinced by this new variant, but let's not get into conspiracy theories.
Yeah, this isn't what the pod is about.
Yeah,
I don't think we want to be spouting too many conspiracy theories.
This is this crazy specific strain of the virus that only exists in London and only exists when they had to, like, tell everyone that they were ruining Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot like lockdown.
Lol. Oh. So I think we're going to refrain from naming any episodes anything having to do with the status of lockdown or COVID or any of that, just because...
Do you think we're jinxing
a bit of karma, yeah. Karma, jinxing, whatever. Yeah. What's the proper term?
Bad influence. The reason, so basically what you're saying is the reason everyone can't see their families this Christmas.
It's because of our stupid podcast.
These two mugs right here.
Lol. Oh well. We hope everyone is coping well with this these new measures.
How has it affected you?
I'm not sure it really has. I mean, obviously, we don't get to see my cousins or anything. But again, we go back to the fact that I love lockdown. So aside from that, like, slight restructuring of our plans, and we just kind of have to figure out what we're going to do with ourselves for the next few days, not much has changed.
We're not hibernating. No, we're not in lockdown. We're hibernating is what I meant to say, but I said the wrong way around. Well, I've ruined that.
We are in lockdown, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, for me...
We're hibernating.
Yeah, it's winter. Nights drawing in. We're staying inside.
Oh, I see. You're trying
staying cozy.
Are we?
Yeah. Always
This
cozy.
brings me to my one funny... and it's funny you say that, because this is one of the topics I wanted to discuss today.
Okay, getting into it early. I like it.
Well, I wasn't going to, but, you've just kind of baited. Hook, line, sinker.
Here I am, rock me like a hurricane.
Alright, so my frustration with living in the UK as an American is really, really, really serious. And it is the total lack of, like, effective central heating or air conditioning, which I will segue into something else in a minute, but, like, it is bananas. Our house is always freezing, and we have, like, the heat on for a couple hours here and there, blah, blah, blah. But, like, no. I mean, it
gets pretty toasty when the heating's been on for a couple of hours.
It's because the windows aren't thick or whatever. I don't know what it is. But heating in this country is a joke, which, of course, like I said, also, other side of the coin, air conditioning, not really a thing here.
It doesn't really exist, unless you're like commercial property.
But it's ridiculous. Like, why not? Because, like, when we have at least 1 or 2 scorching hot weeks every summer, I have a nice fan that I just point at my face, like, and carry around the house with me if I'm, like, doing different activities. It's just so weird.
Well, you'll, like, sleep with it, like, an inch from your face.
Exactly. Yeah, it's amazing. Otherwise, I would genuinely die.
I can't do that. Makes me sneeze.
But
for anyone who's interested.
Is that really why?
It does indeed. I mean, I sneeze anyway.
Oh, well, I mean, last night was a joke. You were just, like, sneezing all night.
Sneezy Gonzalez over here.
You know what? While I'm
doesn't really work.
While I'm on vacation, like, not working, I should get my earplugs in action. Like, I don't have to wake up at a certain time.
Yeah.
But I might get some good sleep.
Maybe. Yeah, I am I mean, as a friend of mine from uni once said, my nose does nothing that it should do, that a nose should do when I'm asleep.
What?
He was like, it snores, it whistles, like,
It whistles.
what is this?
Can confirm.
Yeah, you sound like a game of Bop It happening.
Game of Bop It. I was gonna say like a train coming or something, but sure. But yeah, so that's really been driving me nuts because it like in this country, like I think part of it does make sense because when it's cold, you wear like 47 layers. But like in America, most people can just kind of wear like a t-shirt because they've got heating on and the house is warm in winter. But like case in point, this morning getting out of the shower is horrible. Like, oh, freezing. You get out of this nice warm shower and then it's just like, oh, cold straight away. No,
I've got an interesting question for you. Do you think it's just the heating system, or do you think it's because here everything is stone and brick,
no, even
and
when
therefore
I
it's especially like old stone houses are like very hard to warm up.
Even when I lived in like ancient old houses in Connecticut, like still better heating. And I mean, our apartment isn't stone.
It's brick though.
But like, no, I don't. I think it's this country, and it ties into like so many other things. Like, okay, so there's not proper heating, not proper air conditioning.
Well, there's no air conditioning.
There's no air conditioning, so which is also hysterical because okay, so fine, you don't have air conditioning in the summer. So what's the next best option? Opening the windows. But Americans, newsflash, these people don't even have screens in their windows. So if you leave a window open, you get bugs. And then, oh my god, we just had this constant battle all summer long, the two of us.
We can see the Thames from our window as well, so it gets midgy.
It doesn't.
In the evenings.
Ben's convinced it does.
Well, I don't know. You're usually in bed before me. I'm there. When I'm there, I'm in my living room. I've got all the lights off because you're asleep, and I'm, playing a bit of Madden or FIFA on my Xbox, and the TV is the only light in the house. In the summer, when the windows have been open all day, you should see the amount of midges that gather in front of the TV.
So why is that not a thing? Why don't people just get screens fitted? Like, it would make so much more sense.
It would make sense, wouldn't it?
This is my plot to get rich fast.
We could try and
my get rich quick scheme.
Selling on screens.
But it's so much better, like, because then we can at least have a breeze coming in and not have to worry about the bugs, and then it would just be
not be Bugsy Malone all day.
Get out of here. Yeah, so that's one of my big frustrations for today, because there's nothing more miserable than getting out of a nice warm shower into a freezing cold room and just being like, panic! It's not great, but at least I have my big fluffy bathrobe, so life isn't that bad. But anyway, so piggybacking off of that as well, so no air conditioning, heating that is substandard. What was the other bit?
I don't know.
No screens, sorry. And then this also kind of ties into the really sad situation that is laundry in this country.
Laundry?
Yeah, laundry. I mean, your parents are an exception because they have a really cool laundry. So they've got like a proper washer dryer. But every flat that I've ever lived in, including the one we have now, it's just like a combo washer dryer, and the drying element doesn't work, and you put everything on an error and let it dry out, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, well, the dryer works, but it's never quite dry.
No, it's not. There's such a big difference.
I think that's a washer dryer thing. The washer dryers they never quite dry anything.
But most people have those here. Like, so you growing up obviously had the luxury of your parents' house having a normal like washer plus dryer. Great, heaven sent. Good things, but like in your adult life since then.
That's partly because we live in London and
your parents are so much
flats are small and you're wedging stuff in. But yeah, I get what you mean. It's the worst when you're like, okay, well, I need to wash my bed sheets, so I'll put them in. And
wrangle them off the mattress.
Wrangle them off the mattress like a hog, and bungle them into the washer dryer and be like, right, 2 hours, I'll have nice, dry, crisp sheets. And you get them out, and you're right, time for bed, put them on the bed, you lie down and go, the corners are still wet.
I don't think, actually, the one thing I really, really miss, I think, is having, like, warm towels straight from the dryer. Now, especially that I've been whining about having, like, no heating, a warm
we took a heated towel rail. We're very fortunate people.
But no, because my towels go on the back of the door. Your towels go on the heated towel rail, which is actually just a bunch
I mean, you're welcome to use it.
It's all taken up by all 3 of your towels.
Yeah. Being like the British Empire, just use of flags, use of towels.
That's like me with the spare
Mine
room.
Took over half the world. Strategic use of flags.
But that's funny, actually, because, like you said, we've got the stupid error, which is fine, but the idea of having crisp sheets is, like, completely foreign to me. What's another thing that we don't have in like, typical, well, I guess not necessarily typical flats, but actually, no, I think it is quite common, especially for London. People don't have closets. We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom flat in West London, which is fantastic and great, and I'm obsessed with it. But we don't have a single closet.
Is that the background of the flat though?
No,
because it wasn't built to be residential.
But again, I think that's quite common. Like in my old flat, we had 1 closet, but that was like just under the stairs. Yeah. I think it's quite common. It's something I've like heard people whining about in the American Facebook groups. It's just so weird.
No inbuilt storage.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason we have a spare bedroom is you can just dump all of our random shit in there.
Our tiny little walk-in.
You mean my studio?
Yeah, your art studio that you turned it into now.
I mean, it's fine. You've monopolized your corner of the living room for just video games.
Have I?
Yeah, you've got your... Well, I guess... Yeah. Yes, he has, everyone.
I'm not sure I have. Up with this accusation I will not put.
Yeah, those are my big frustrations for the week. I think they're super annoying, and I don't understand why people wouldn't build closets or something.
Why do we live like this?
No, in my last 2 flats, I didn't have a closet. Yeah. So it's like you've got clothes rails instead, or dressers.
You just buy wardrobes.
But like a wardrobe, I don't know. That would look so shit in our bedroom if we had a wardrobe. Because the ceilings are so high. Unless you got like a really, really, really tall one, which again would just be weird.
Get one custom made and spend all our money on something.
And then get like kicked out of our flat.
Yeah.
When the lease is like up.
We're stuck with a massive wardrobe.
Yeah, no, we're not buying a wardrobe. Whatever. It's annoying. You should know this if you're planning on moving to the UK at any point.
Yeah, bring storage options.
I mean, yeah, just be prepared.
Maybe not from America.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Shipping's gonna bankrupt you.
That really surprises me, though. To be honest, another anecdote from other expats is like people want to bring every single thing under the sun from America. Like people would bring stuff like wardrobes.
Well,
the amount of money people spend on like bringing everything they own to this country, including like electrical appliances, and then having to buy like adapters and converters, like, oh, forget it. Well, I came here with like a suitcase.
A suitcase full of dreams.
A suitcase full of dreams.
You were like the opposite of the intrepid travellers. Going to a suitcase full of dreams to the new world. Your suitcase full of dreams to the old world?
Something like that. Well, I went to Nepal before I came here, so that's gotta be more old world than...
Wow. Was that a Nepaling decision?
It was like the best trip of my whole life. If you ever have the opportunity, dear listeners, to go to Nepal and go to Everest Base Camp, highly recommend. 10 out of 10 would do it again.
It's got the Melissa tick of approval.
Yeah, we should start reading everything with the Melissa tick of approval.
That'd be fun. What we should do is the Melissa cross of disapproval.
Disapprove of the poor heating and air conditioning.
Yeah, that's
Lack
Melissa.
Of closet.
Disapproved.
I just don't get it. I mean, when you went to university, did you guys have closets there?
In halls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actual closets?
Yeah, like the halls rooms are like set up specifically for like one person to...
But you had like a
it came with a closet, came with a desk,
but not
a bed.
like a built-in thing, like an actual closet.
No, it was like a closet. It was like a unit with a closet and a desk and shelves.
When you say a unit, like a wardrobe.
No, like a
Let's debate what
okay,
closet
let's go to what imagine you're walking into IKEA and there are those like, oh my god, perfect for your son to study in his room, and it's like a closet built into a desk, built into some shelves. That's the sort of thing I have.
What?
It's like
really
officey looking. Like these are halls. They're not nice.
Can you show me like?
Let's put this up
No,
later.
I think we need to explain.
But I mean, halls are just like purpose-built little rooms.
I understand
for, like,
that, but now I don't understand what you mean by like a built-in like combo bed, desk, closet.
No, I mean the bed's not built in, obviously.
But the
Come on.
combo.
You're better than that.
I don't have a clue what you're trying to say. Do you have a photo of it?
They're just like a unit with
Okay.
like a wardrobe, and then coming off the wardrobe is like a desk. It's like-
What is this madness? You have to show me.
And then I had my wet room that didn't drain. So when I went to in the UK, when you go to university, you stay in halls in your first year.
Like a dorm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a dorm.
Okay.
Most are not shared. You have a room to yourself.
Really?
There were a couple of halls that were quite old that were shared, like two in my uni that were still shared rooms. But mostly you get a room to yourself. And there's like, in most universities like mine, there are like different levels of niceness. So you pay.
You pay?
Yeah, you pay for halls.
Oh no, but like you can pay, like upgrade.
Yeah, you can pay
Really?
you pay different amounts depending on what halls you get into.
Wow.
Well, because like, as opposed to staying in Silent Exeter, and there were halls called like La Frauda that were like a tiny. You got a tiny room with a single bed. The showers were communal, bathrooms were communal, and like communal kitchens were flat, stuff like that. Compared to the halls I was at, where you got double bed,
you got a
ensuite.
double bed.
Well, so you hit my broken thumb.
Okay, first of all, does not have a broken thumb. Has a blister on his thumb.
It's a big old blister though.
I did not hit your. We tried to high five and it was a horrible high five. Don't make it sound like I'm hurting you.
Yeah, what I don't know is how we high fived and you somehow hit my thumb. But anyway, so you go to halls. My halls. So I went there, and it's a bit of a you apply for certain halls. You put your top three choices, and then they allocate you. So I kind of knew I wanted nicer halls, and I'm quite a taller gentleman. So I literally wrote on my halls application, I was like, I'm 6'5" and I don't fit in single beds.
Give me the biggest bed.
So
you have.
I had such a go. I was in Holland Hall. For anyone who knows Exeter will know we're thought of as the awful snobs, but I didn't pay for a view. You can pay extra for a view over the like X Valley, and I didn't do that. So
sounds like a mistake.
Slumming it.
That's so crazy.
And I had double bed.
Yeah.
One room. I had an ensuite wet room.
Okay.
And it was catered, so I got like just breakfast, and you had to sort lunch yourself, but breakfast and cook breakfast and cook dinner every day.
Interesting.
But that sounds awesome. Apart from that, my wet room didn't drain. So like
some Drano.
I'd have like a shower, and like the water would just stay in the wet room all day. Right. Until I like had to like spoon it down the thing. And I remember seeing one of the maintenance guys wandering around, and I like flagged him down. Oh no, I saw, because we got a cleaner who came in once a week and cleaned our rooms.
That's
nice. I can't remember her name. She was great though. And I asked her, and she was like, "Oh, find Dave, whatever his name was, who does the maintenance." And he came in, and I was like, "Oh yes, my wet room doesn't drain. Is there something I can be doing to help it drain? That sort of stuff." Like, and he was like, "Well, we can't really do anything." I was like, "Oh, why?" He was like, "It's because the building is on top of a hill," and he was like, "It's very, very slowly falling down the hill." Over like a period of years, so the angle that they built
the building is
so the angle.
I meant the water.
No, the angle that they built your wet room at, so it would drain. That angle is now wrong, so it doesn't drain. Like you have to just scush the water down the drain. And I was like, well, that's reassuring.
What? It's falling down. That's the
so it slowly
thing.
Slipped slightly over the years and years, and it's like imperceptible. But I was like, oh great, good to know. I can go to bed one day and I'll wake up.
At the bottom of the hill.
Down in the X Valley. What we're doing down here.
That's so crazy to me that you can like pay to have nicer halls. Like at our school, I think you got what you got and you didn't get it. You get what you get and you don't get upset. We had like quite a lot of different options. But I lived in a dorm called Garber for the first half of freshman year. And then I switched out and moved to Dingledine.
Dingledine. That's a fantastic name.
Right? So I moved out halfway through the year because I didn't get along with my roommate. That's a different story. But I moved out and it was the worst. It was in the Village at JMU. And
The
the village was like quite a good place to live because it was quite like centrally located. Like you could kind of get to both sides of campus like quite easily. But they were like super old school and just kind of gross. But it was fun. Good memes.
I liked halls. Halls were good fun.
I didn't. I don't think. But I don't know because after that was freshman year. Then sophomore year, I took a semester off in the fall. Didn't go back to school right away because I didn't love freshman year. And then in the spring when I went back, I moved into like our sorority house on Greek Row, which is like on campus. I had my own room there, which was great. Double bed. Well, not double bed, like 2 single beds shoved together and
Double
like
bubble.
2 of everything. I had like 2 desks, 2 wardrobes. It was great having my own room there. And then junior and senior year, I lived in a house, like one of our like sorority pass-on houses, like off campus. So it was like this big, crazy, like really old, like really like dilapidated house. But it was great.
Is that normal though? Because I was under the impression that the US, more people stay in dorms.
No, people don't stay in dorms. No, absolutely not. Because if you get caught doing like anything bad in dorms, you can get in a lot of trouble.
What's considered
like
bad in
drinking
dorms?
or whatever.
You can't drink in your dorm.
No, because like when you go to college, you're like 17, 18. You can't drink in the US till you're like 21. So people move off campus quite quickly. Usually it's like freshman year and then sophomore year, like some people will stay on campus, but like.
Oh, that sucks. Like halls were the best because you just like would like rock outside your door and you'd be like, right, we're all drinking in the hallway again,
Really?
we're all drinking in so and so's room.
I mean, people would still drink.
We're all partying and then would pre-lash in halls and then you rock out.
No, a lot of our stuff was like off campus. I mean, you'd still like pre-game in your dorm sometimes, but it was like not like you had to be like kind of covert about it. You wouldn't be like drinking in the halls.
Oh no, we'd like drinking like there were big like landings by the stair spaces, so we'd like gather and drink there and like play games and stuff like that. Play game like you'd open everyone's doors in the corridors and you'd have like pre-drinks going in and out each other's rooms. You'd set up like beer pong in the corridors.
Really?
Yeah, it was great fun. Yeah. It must have not been great fun. There was like one person in my corridor who didn't really go out and drink. It must have not been great fun for him, I guess. But
I mean, I remember there was one time when I was at school and when I lived in the sorority house and like some girls got a bunch of booze in and somebody found out and like everyone got in so much trouble because like we could have lost like our sorority chapter or whatever. Like it's bad. It's very serious.
Oh my god.
Like you could like I mean people still drink but like you can't get like a keg in and that's what they tried to do. It didn't go well.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know how it is now, but certainly in my day it was totally
back in
like
my day.
party in halls and then there was a certain night of the week we'd go to Rococo's or Rocky C's as we called it, which was like a certain night that was just for like first years, and they literally had a coach that would go around campus picking people up from halls for free, and like the club had just paid for it.
That's crazy.
Call it the banter bus.
The banter bus, gross.
Yeah, we had a bit of a sing song on it. It was great.
Yeah, we had like a lot of house parties.
Sing about Sarah Brown.
Who the heck is Sarah?
I don't know. It's a cricket song. Look it up for interested listeners.
What?
Mature audiences only.
No, we had like a lot of house parties and like I don't know. Obviously, I went to like a lot of sorority parties and like mixers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's good times.
It's odd that you can't just go out while you're at uni. Like, I mean, easily. I'm sure people do with fake IDs, but like
once we were old enough to, we like I don't know. I feel like at that point we were just like super old and just wanted to hang out at our house. Yeah, because once you're able to drink, I mean the town I went to school in like not the best like nightlife scenes. Like we went there was like a karaoke bar I think, a couple places like downtown, but. Oh shit, I forgot there's a place called Dave's Taverna. Shout out to Dave's, which I think has been closed now for like several years, but it used to be so much fun. We'd go there and get like pitchers of beer and stuff and just like hang out. I'm not a big beer drinker, but I definitely was back in the day.
It must be annoying for the uni towns, because obviously here, like if you've got a uni in your town, like they'll open, like it's a great thing for the economy. So like the clubs get loads of revenue in, and like
Harrisonburg, Virginia is not really a club scene.
Well, nor's like Exeter to be fair, but like
no, but it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's like it is a college town.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a big town, I think. But again, it's in the middle of nowhere. Harrisonburg is not a clubbing. Just not gonna happen. But how did we even get down that rabbit hole?
I don't know. But was it? Yeah. I mean, I imagine in the US, like the UK, you get a bit of a locals versus students divide. Imagine there's not
Let's
mixing
not
with
get
the
into the
with
local
the locals.
Harrisonburg. Yeah, but Harrisonburg for a long time was like the biggest like meth stop between like Miami and New York or something. I don't know, like a lot of drug trafficking. I don't know. There's one time
It
where
was for a bit, and then you left, and it all went downhill.
That's not funny. Yeah, and they had like a big like local gang presence and stuff. I remember there was one time I was supposed to go to a party at my friend from high school, like his apartment off campus. He was a year older, and I don't know. I was probably like drunk on the floor at like some sorority party, so I didn't go. But that night, like some guy got shot in the face like outside of his apartment.
Yikes!
Like what? that wasn't a normal occurrence, but just like. There was a lot of gang activity in Harrisonburg.
That wasn't happening so much in Devon. I'll shock you there. I'll surprise you with the lovely Quay. I mean, there were some weird Devon locals, and the weirdest thing was there was like there's an army barracks. I think it might be Marine barracks, not too far down the road. So if you ended up in the wrong bar on a Saturday night, and they hated students.
Really? Why?
Well, they just saw us all as posh, entitled.
Kids.
Which, to be fair, is probably if you've been in the army since you're 17 or whatever, or 16, I don't know when you can enlist, and then you have like a load of people basically just partying
running
all
around
day,
drunk all day.
running around drunk.
That's good.
It would probably I imagine it would tick you off somewhat.
Probably a bit.
But yeah, you didn't go into town on Saturday night. On Saturday, because that was like locals night.
Really?
On a Saturday night, we go to a student union, which is also like a club in itself on campus. The Lemmy, shout out to the Lemmy, the Lemon Grove as it was called.
I think there was only one place on campus that you could buy alcohol, even if you were old enough, and it was like this one restaurant called Madison Grill, and like we can get into the meal plans at a later point because it's quite in detail, but yeah, it was like the one like fancy restaurant on campus, and I think you could buy alcohol there.
Oh, we had pubs we had pubs on campus. We had club on campus. Like,
so weird, so crazy.
We used to have the Safer Sex Ball on campus.
I'm sorry,
which was basically like a big ball across campus where obviously alcohol was served in abundance.
You mean like a big like dance?
No, it's called the Safer Sex Ball, and it started to promote safer sex. But it literally like everyone came in their underwear. There were bowls of condoms just around for people to pick up.
What?
Yeah, and there were always like themes to it. So like,
it's funny you say that because when I was in high school, so like, I think the oldest you are in high school is like maybe 17, 18. And we had a dance called the Moon Dance. And I think they canceled it my senior year because it was literally like the whole theme was like show up in like the sluttiest like non-outfit that you could wear.
To your school?
Yeah, I remember like girls would wear like caution tape or like saran wrap. It was just like basically like bikinis. But I don't think they were full bikinis, but like you were encouraged to be like quite scandalous. Like I think one year I went as I didn't really have my friend Lucy and I wore like denim mini skirts and like these like corset things and like heels, and like that was quite tame. And the year after that I was a cowgirl, and I wore like, what did I wear? I wore like teeny tiny like shorts, and I don't know, I was like some funky bra with like, I don't know, like a denim jacket over it.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, and I remember, here's the best part, I remember one of the years I had, like, my friends come over to my house first to get ready, and I remember, like, my mom taking photos of all of us, all dressed up, looking like right little tarts.
Look at you, skanky gals.
Yeah.
One for the photo album.
So bad. But the thing is, like, I remember, like, my outfits were never, like, that scandalous, because my mother never would have let me out of the house wearing anything that was, like, super scandalous. But some people genuinely would rock up in, like, saran wrap. Like, obviously, you cover your bits with, like, I don't know what. But
I'd always assumed that, like, any
this
sort of...
is high school.
Yeah, I'd assumed, like, any American high school thing would be, like, super conservatives organised by the school. Like I'm sure, like, parties go on...
Well, you had to get breathalyzed on your way into, like, any dance. So, yeah, I don't know how people got away with it. Or got away with, like, running that dance period. But
The
I think
moon
I do
dance.
think they canceled. It's just like creepy. And you have like people grinding and ugh.
Ugh. And they're all
Cringe.
sober.
And they're all like 12.
Like,
It's just not good.
that's one of the whole things about like whenever there's like American school dances, like prom stuff like that. Like just the idea that everyone's, I'm sure people like smuggle in drinks.
I don't think you
before
can. I think
But,
you have
like,
a metal detector.
Just like the thought that everyone's all sober there makes it so much more cringe.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the saving grace of like a British school party is that like once you're in sixth form, like everyone's drunk, so it's like not as cringeworthy. But
I mean, I think it's still pretty cringy. It's
Yeah.
just gross. Lol. I don't know how we got down that rabbit hole. All about closets.
yeah, we dove right into it.
Do you have a cultural difference you want to discuss?
Yeah, I thought I'd bring a bit of festive cheer
Festive cheer.
because it is the most wonderful time of the year.
Wait, can I guess you're gonna talk about
You can. I don't know if you're going to get it though.
Christmas pudding?
I've kind of
Really?
close, but no cigar.
Tell me.
I was going to talk about the differences in traditional English Christmas dinner versus American Christmas dinner.
I don't think I can comment appropriately on this, but go for it.
So, in an English Christmas dinner, you've got your turkey, right?
Okay.
Big turkey. You've got your stuffing. You've got your pigs in blankets. You've got your parsnips. You've got your sprouts. You've got probably some roast potatoes.
So it's basically Thanksgiving food, which is basically what
Kind
we
of.
do at Christmas as well. So that was a fun conversation.
You get your Christmas pudding,
I hate it.
which
No,
is like
no.
fruit cake, and then you
Light it on fire.
put brandy on it and light it on fire.
Yeah, I think no. People have similar things, but
So no, like I would have thought there'd be some like
honestly,
difference.
I mean, some people. I think different families do different things for Christmas. Some people will have turkey. Some people will have like ham. I don't know. It's very similar to Thanksgiving, but you have Brussels sprouts instead.
Well, this was not quite the interesting rabbit hole I thought it might be. But
closets. Way
I
more
have
exciting.
also got a Christmas cuisine fact.
Yeah, tell me.
I don't know if you know this already. You might do.
I don't know.
Do you know what is the prevailing thing they have for Christmas dinner in Japan?
Isn't it like 7-Eleven or something? They go to 7-Eleven. No, what is it?
Again, close, but no cigar.
Subway.
It's KFC.
Okay, yeah, see, I
And
knew it was something like
It's
that.
apparently just down to a wildly successful marketing campaign KFC ran in Japan. I think it must have been like, maybe the 90s or
Sure.
something. Because obviously in Japan, Christmas isn't that
It's
big
a
of a
holiday
deal.
thing.
But I think increasingly as it gets more commercial, it probably is. But yeah, they ran this campaign that basically made it out as if Western Christmas dinners are KFC, and that's what we do. And they just bought in, and it kind of thing. And I think it's just one of those things. Probably now that I think,
It's ingrained in
well,
our
I think
culture.
now in our globalised world, I think probably everyone realises that that's not what people in England have, but it's become its own thing, and everyone's
mean,
like,
there's a-
obviously KFC, and people order in advance, they queue
Really?
and get there. I don't know exactly what. Are they getting family buckets? Who knows?
But there's a big stereotype that I was aware of when I was growing up that every year on Christmas, every single Jewish family in America had Chinese food. Because everything else would be closed.
Okay, it makes sense.
I mean, again, stereotype.
But are they doing their own Hanukkah thing, or is that slightly different timing?
Hanukkah's over, I think, already. Like, it doesn't always sometimes it overlaps, but I don't think it usually does.
Okay.
We will look into that.
We'll look into it. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have it as bigger, larger Jewish community.
Do you want to hear my fun fact of the week?
I would love to hear fun fact of the week.
So, well, actually, I'm going to ask it to you as a question.
Okay, I like this.
Every year.
Will I know this?
I don't know. Every year for Christmas, and I think actually they're not doing it this year, but every year for the past X amount of years, there has been a Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square. This tree is gifted to the UK from another country. What country is it?
Oh, I feel like I've heard this before, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm trying to think.
Just chill.
Let's think. Where would have good Christmas trees? Maybe somewhere Scandi.
I'm not telling you anything.
Maybe something in North America.
you want to take a guess?
I'm gonna shoot from the hip
You're going to shoot from the hip.
with Canada.
You are wrong.
Ah, is it? Where is it?
Norway!
Oh, Norway!
How cool is that? So it's a gift from Norway, and it's a tradition that they started after the Second World War to kind of like thank the British allies, their British allies, for helping them out, all their efforts.
That is funky.
Right? I love that.
That's cool.
I thought it was a great Christmas fact about London.
I wonder in these COVID times, you said if they can do it. Well, I wonder if they can just. Oh, do you think it's like? Do you think they're like an aunt now? They're just giving them like give like Boris a voucher to get a Christmas tree.
I don't think anyone's giving Boris gifts this
we
year.
We can't ship it. So here's here's a bit of spare change.
Boris
Source
is
it yourself.
on the naughty list this year. He's not getting any vouchers.
No vouchers for Boris.
What's your fun fact of the week?
I've already said it.
Oh, sorry, of course.
Just laid it on you.
That's not what I
Laid
meant.
it on you. I do have a joke.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Okay.
Give us your joke, Bane.
Staying with the festive theme because I'm feeling so Christmassy.
Are you? I don't know that I am feeling Christmassy right now.
Oh yeah. We'll play some carols later maybe. Get them pumping. Raise the roof with
If
some
we could
Once
just-
in Royal David City.
If we could just watch like Elf or Love Actually, I'd be in the right mood. Maybe.
I want some like classic carols. I want like
Mm.
I want choirs. I want like countertenors. I want what's the word I'm looking for? What do they do at the end of carols when half the choir sings something different?
Not around, but
No,
I don't know.
like
You're
it's
the
not.
music
It's not a
man.
harmony. It's a. I'm blanking. If you know it at home, please email us.
send us an email. Oh,
Let us
P.S.
know.
That we didn't say thank you to whoever the kind listener was that left us that really nice 5-star review. First review ever.
Yeah.
Really random time to throw it out there, but we saw that earlier this week, and I literally had a child over it. I was so excited. So
You are
you've made my Christmas.
Appreciated in our thoughts. That was an early Christmas present for us. I don't think I could have sounded any more insincere if I tried. That was meant to
No,
be sincere.
genuinely, it was fantastic and much appreciated, and it made me feel a lot cooler than I did before I read it.
Yeah.
Because my mom confirmed it wasn't her. So,
Yeah.
thank you, kind stranger. If you'd like to tell us who you are, you can email us.
What's our email address?
I really messed
There's
it up
asking.
the first time.
From acrossthepondpod@gmail.com.
Send us a message.
Send some message.
Alright, lay it on us. Let's
Okay.
hear your joke.
So it's Christmas Day.
It's not, but sure.
Let's imagine, for the purpose of the joke, it's Christmas Day. And let's call him Timmy. He's not Tiny Tim, different person. Timmy has got himself a brand new bike
Oh.
for Christmas. So,
Got himself or got it as a gift?
no, I think Santa's brought it. His parents have probably bought it.
Don't say that!
So off he toddles around the local neighbourhood on his brand new wheels, and he cycles past a police officer on a horse.
Okay.
And the police officer looks down at him and goes, "Oh, did Santa get you that for Christmas?" And he goes, "Yeah, Santa bought it for me for Christmas." And he goes, "Oh, how exciting! It's very exciting. Well, next time, tell Santa to get you a tail light. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to write you out a ticket." So he writes him out a ticket, and it's a £10 fine. He says, "Bring it home to your parents, and they'll have to pay it because you legally have to have a tail light or reflector on this."
Do you?
I don't know. For the purpose of the joke, let's say he does. So Timmy looks a bit down and hot. And
Pissed.
a little bit, yeah, exactly. And the police officer goes to move off when he hears a sort of voice pipe up, and Timmy goes, "Officer," he has a new voice now, apparently. "Officer, did Santa give you that horse for Christmas?" And the officer goes, just tries to play along, he's kind of been a bit of a downer so far. So he goes, yeah, the Santa bought me the horse, isn't it cool?" And he goes, "Oh, next time, can you tell Santa to put the dick underneath the horse instead of on top of it?"
Where do you find this stuff? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that joke. I know
Yeah.
I sure did.
This is us signing off from across the pond. Until next time,
Peace out.
goodwill to all men and women.